Issei, the son of the best swordsman. His father, the champion of humans who is murdered by the hands of the fallen. Issei takes on a path for revenge with assassination and destruction left in his wake. Will those who wronged him be able to stop him? What if the rabbit hole goes deeper than originally thought? Chapter 1. Prologue and Homecoming to Hell. Issei was a normal kid all his life until tragedy struck. Issei. Mom, Dad, get up, we need to get out of here. A stray blast of energy of unknown origin struck his home and blew it to smithereens, and in the process the home started to burn, with him and his parents trapped inside. Sad-faced silently in Issei's mind, they are dead, child, you must run before you are too. Issei looked around to see if anyone was there and found no one. Sad face, louder than last time. I told you to run. Issei ran, and before exiting the building, grabbing his father's sword which ran in the family bloodline. The blade and the gem in the middle glowed a green color and awoke when he grabbed it. Sad face threw the sword. It's about time you found me. If your father had presented you to me before, I may have been able to keep this from happening. Flashback. Issei's father was one of the people who always seemed strange to Issei, but his mother always waved it off as just that being a part of who he was. Issei's father. Son, do you see that sword there in the sheath? Issei. Yeah, what about it? Issei's father. You must not touch it unless it's absolutely necessary. That sword is known for the destruction of many beings. Issei's father explains the existence of all the different beings that exist. Issei's father. And lastly, there are those who are of priestly origin but became devils to serve the light. I was one of those, and my hope is that you will not have to do the same. It is a long and accursed road full of pain, anger, sadness and emptiness. End flashback. So your father said not to use me unless things are dire. I told him not to do as such. But since you claimed me, I must introduce myself, but first let's move a safe distance from here, otherwise we will be caught in the next blast as well. Issei is teleported atop a hill overlooking his home burning in the distance, and he sees the source of the pain. A fallen angel which is ready to shoot another blast of energy at his home, and he sees on the floor multiple dead angels. Damn that Kokebiel, he could not have come at a more worse time. Partner, I am the storm dragon Ryujin. I will give you the story of my origin soon, but there you are, you little rat. Issei turns in time to see a blade of energy ready to pierce him through the gut. Issei tries to ready the sword, but to no avail as it is too heavy for him. And the blade, being slightly diverted by the blade of storms, hits him in between the ribs, going through the lower section of one of his lungs. Issei. Gah. Issei coughs up blood and is barely able to keep himself standing, and then collapses and blacks out. Ryujin. Hold on, partner, help is on the way. Just hold on a little longer. Issei peeks his eyes open just barely to see the claws of another beast grabbing him and then lifting him away, and then he blacks out again. Ryujin's pav. Ryujin. Thank you, Tannen. I know it's a risk to go to the normal world for you, but you have my thanks regardless. Tannen. Don't thank me yet, the boy is still on the verge of death. Begin the process of making him a dragon before he is lost to death. I will assist in such a matter. And on that note, what happened to his father? Ryujin. He was killed in an energy blast by Kokebiel. He struck while my owner was still asleep, but somehow he was able to kill him in a single blow. It usually takes more than that to kill him, but he got him easily. Tannen. That is concerning. Issei's pav. Issei. Ryujin. Issei called out to him multiple times, but to no avail. Son Issei. Father. Issei turned to see his dad looking burned and bruised with a hole where his heart would be. Issei saw this and started crying, knowing that his father was dead. Issei's father. Son, do not cry. I know you took the sword. Issei. I'm sorry. Issei's father. Don't be. When I said to only use it if situations were dire, this situation was exactly what I meant. Right now we are currently in your mindscape inside the sword. Ryujin can't contact you because he is busy. An old friend of mine and the blade are turning you into a dragon. Issei. A dragon, but what am I supposed to do? Issei's father. You will find out, son, and know now, since this is the last of my power to give you this message. I love you, son, and I am proud of you. Follow whatever Tannen tells you to do and be a good boy. Issei. Father, wait. Issei's father disappears like his soul was nothing more than a leaf in the breeze, and he is suddenly pulled out of the mindscape. Underworld, Hell's Domain. Ryujin. Kid, wake up, I know you're not dead. Issei. Ouch. Issei tried to get up, but it seemed almost impossible because of how sore he was. Issei. How long? Ryujin. How long were you out? 2 weeks, Tannen and a few others are taking care of you. Issei saw a sudden flash at the opening of the cave and tried to hide in fear. Ryujin. Issei, you need to man up. Tannen just brought you some food, there is no need to fear him, he is a dragon like you are now. Issei saw the form before him morph from a dragon to a man in purple with shaggy hair. Tannen. Alright kid, up you go. Tannen lifted a 7-year-old Issei off the ground and hauled him into a seat at a table with chairs. Tannen. I know the feeling of you losing your parents is still raw, but you will eventually have to get over it. Tannen served him a bowl of soup which smelled funny but had plenty of the necessary nutrients to raise a dragon. Tannen. Go ahead and eat, I already ate, you will need your strength for next week. Issei. In a hoarse voice. Next week. Tannen. Yeah, I'm going to train you in the way of the dragon. I heard about what happened to your parents through your sword there. To think that your father was taken down in a single blow is concerning and terrifying. And nonetheless by someone like Kokebio. That damn warmonger. Time skip. 1 week Issei. How about that uncle? Issei took to seeing Tannen like an uncle to him as he was taking care of him in his father's stead and was his father's friend. Tannen. Good, but you need to put more focus into the blow, if you don't then it will not have the desired effect. Tannen was teaching Issei martial arts. The ability to wield a sword properly and dragon martial arts using the dragon form which he had yet to be able to use. Tannen. Good, now do it again. Tannen noticed some watching eyes and quickly walked in that direction. Tannen. Keep going, I'll be back. Tannen spotted the crimson aura of the king of the underworld and the silver aura of his queen. Tannen. Damn it, it's too soon. I've got to stall them. Tannen went towards them in dragon form, his purple aura blaring. Tannen. Morning Sirzex. Sirzex. Morning to you too as well, old friend. It's not normal seeing you out here, what are you up to? Tannen. Tranning, the usual. Sirzex. It's been a while since I saw dragons training, mind if I watch? Tannen. Not today sir. Sirzex noticed the tone and switch his up as well. Sirzex. Keeping secrets buddy? Tannen didn't answer. Sirzex. Grafia, go and check out the surrounding area please. Grafia. As you command it my lord. Grafia took off and noticed Issei immediately, black hair and training with the Blade of Storms. Grafia. You're not supposed to be here. Issei. Who are you? Grafia grabbed him and his sword and brought him to Sirzex. Grafia. It seems I've found his little secret. Sirzex. You know Tannen, you really should not be keeping secrets from your master. Tannen. But this is one that could shift the balance of power. I wanted to keep him until he was of age to take care of himself. Sirzex. Okay, but you still could have told me. Alright kid, what's your name? Issei. Issei Hyodo. My father was murdered by fallen angels. One in specific though. Kokebio. Sirzex. I see. Your father must have been a brave man. Ryujin. Ha 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 ha. That is putting it lightly. Sirzex and Grafia flinched hearing the sword laugh and speak. Sirzex. A sacred gear huh? Issei, what is your lineage? Issei. Originally human but I was turned into a dragon so that I wouldn't die from the hole in my chest. Issei instinctually lifts his shirt showing a scar with a star shape. Sirzex. He killed the humans champion. From here on, Issei Hyodo, you are now under the care of the Gremory clan of the devils. Tannen. But sire, he is supposed to be with the dragons. You know as well as I that the dragons are close to extinct thanks to that damned war against our race. Sirzex glared at him with ferocity. Even Issei had a shiver go down his spine, and he could feel Grafia who was still holding him shiver as well. Seeing this, Tannen backed off from the ensuing argument. Tannen. Fine. Sirzex. Now Issei, you will continue the training Tannen is giving you, but you will be under the protection of my house. 3 years goes by in a flash and Issei can now harness the power of turning into a full-fledged dragon. Sirzex. Issei, give me a taste of your power. Both Issei and Sirzex began dueling to practice power output and control in Issei. Issei. Then let's see how about some dragon cannon shots. Multiple energy signatures appear around the barrier and create a field of fire keeping Zex from approaching. Seerzex. Not bad, but you need to put more energy into them. Seerzex blasts the magic circles with concentrated bursts of energy, one of them which he aims at Issei, which Issei dodges, and another which he destroys using the storm blade. Seerzex. Not bad, but you need to up that power of yours if you want to beat me. The fight continues, and as usual Issei is beaten to the ground. Issei. Ouch. Seerzex. Not bad, you made me have to get serious. I think you're ready. Issei. Ready for what? Tannen. Sir, I'm telling you not to do this. He may be a champion candidate for the devils or the dragons, but keep that in mind, sir. Seerzex. I am in fact. Remember Tannen, I'm quite the schemer, you should know that by now. Issei. What would it take for you to rethink the way in which you can see yourself as useful? Issei. Besides my plan for revenge? Seerzex. Yes. Become a member of my sister's peerage, however you will not meet her yet, but I do have a piece that would fit you. Seerzex pulls out a large amount of pawns, 11 total. Issei. Isn't the pawn the weakest piece? Seerzex. Not necessarily, it has the ability to be promoted at the behest of the master. And even beyond that, the best part is that to assassinate enemies like Kokabiel, it is the most valuable and versatile piece. Issei. What are the conditions? Ryujin. Partner, are you seriously considering this? Tannen. Really, kid, think this through, don't just accept on a whim. Seerzex. The conditions are simple. Until the time you are allowed to meet her, you are under my command and will be exterminating strays as a part of training. Once the determined time comes, you will join her in her claimed territory. Issei thought about this for a moment, and Ryujin also spoke to him. Ryujin's sad face in Issei's mind. Are you sure about this? Once you take this step, there is no going back until you surpass your master or you marry into another family or die. Issei. I accept the consequences and conditions as well as the challenge ahead. Seerzex. That's what I like to hear. A man set on his path. This set Issei on his path for revenge against Kokabiel and his goon squad, as well as a fated meeting between a certain sorcerer and dragon. And don't forget me too, NYA. Later y'all, ch1 of 34 next. Chapter 2. Hunter of Rogues. 2 years later. Seerzex. I know that I mentioned it to you about the evil pieces, but have played chess before? Issei. I always wanted to, but my father never had the time, and at the same time my mother was always busy with other things around the house, not to mention taking care of the everyday nuisances. Seerzex. Everyday nuisances. Issei. For some reason we always seem to get a steady stream of people challenging my dad because of his swordsmanship. They also challenged my mother, but for what reason is unknown to me. Seerzex. Probably magic. Supernatural beings love to challenge each other. Regardless, be careful when you choose a partner for chess, my friend, because some devils see that as a challenge to their honor or for the hand of the next heir of the house. Issei. I'll keep that in mind. Issei wasn't really interested in love at the moment, typically because he was too busy with hunting strays and doing secret missions for Seerzex. Seerzex. You have a requested contract that I found on my desk. You were requested specifically to hunt a stray that is considered extremely dangerous. Remember to watch yourself, it won't do you or me any good if you die now, but you will have to meet the client face to face though. Issei. Who's that target? Seerzex. Kuroka. Issei's blood instantly ran cold knowing that she was the one who slayed so many of his fellow hunters. Issei. Shit. Seerzex. Is the gray ghost finally turning into a coward? Issei. Buzz off. Issei stormed out and deployed his wings, heading in the direction of the contract. The demonic Badlands client. So, you are here. Issei, as requested. Client. Your target is someone who killed a friend of mine. Kuroka is a foul beast that needs to be put down before she can cause any more damage. I've hired many hunters and most come up dead, while others find that her trail goes cold. Her senjutsu powers make her practically untouchable. Issei. I'll deal with it. Issei tracks the target for weeks and notices a pattern. It is less that the pattern goes cold, it's more along the lines of her teleporting to whomever is hunting her and then hiding. This lead him back to her lair. Issei. Come out, I know you are in there. Kuroka. Was it that obvious, NYA? Issei. No, but I could only detect you because of my draconic powers, otherwise it would have been pointless. Kuroka. It seems that I have a smart one on my hands. Issei noticed she dropped the word nya fro. Her sentences meaning she is taking this seriously. Issei. Something is fishy. When they said that you were like a predator killing because you could, I figured you would have struck at me by now. Kuroka. I am not the monster they picture me to be. I only did what needed to be done. Issei. Is that so? Kuroka tossed a notebook Issei's way. Issei. What's this? Kuroka. The truth read it. Issei picked it up and started reading steadily, getting more pissed off as he read. Issei. You're coming with me, Kuroka. Wait, what? Issei grabbed her and then instant teleported to Searzex. Issei. Zex, Searzex, back so soon? I thought you'd be. Zek's eyes gaped as he saw what he had in his hands. Searzex. Issei, are you nuts? Bringing her here, Issei. Hear me out, and read this, she is innocent. Searzex had the same reaction as Issei and changed her designation from rogue to unknown. Issei. Permission to hunt down the fool who entered this contract. Searzex. Granted, I want them on their knees before me. Issei. Yes, sir. Issei hunted down the fool and then did as Zex ordered him to do. Searzex. Do you know why I had you brought to me? Ex-client. No, sir. Searzex. The family you associate with is corrupted to the core. Performing such experiments on their servants is illegal. If you refute that family name, I may let you live. Issei, you may leave. Issei left and he knew what came next as he saw the crimson glow as it reflected on the floor. Kuroka. Thank you for your help, Nya. Issei. No, the contract was quite fishy because the details didn't add up when he explained it. Kuroka. Then maybe you were charmed by me, Nya? Issei got a little flustered at that question and averted his gaze. Kuroka then walked up to him and licked the tip of his ear. Kuroka. You're mine when you're older, Nya. Issei. Wait, what? And like that, 5 years passed. Along with it he learned some new abilities, the ability to take memories using the liquid in the brain as well as using liquids in the air as weapons, and the date of his arrival to his peerage was approaching. Kuroka. Remember that you still have me, Nya. Kuroka said this. Issei was packing and getting ready to move to his new home in Kuo. Packing everything but the furniture and keeping a picture of his father and mother that Tannen was able to find amongst the ruins of Issei's home. Issei. I won't forget. After all, last I checked you're always teasing me about giving you children. Kuroka. In a saddened tone, but when though. She pouted and Issei found that to be quite cute. Issei. Soon, have patience. During this time Issei had marked her as his mate. A small symbol of the storm dragon was somewhat visible on her collarbone and kept others from claiming her. Flashback 1 year ago. Searzex. Are you sure you want to adopt the way dragons and demons do relationships? It will be quite the handful. Issei. I am sure about this. After all, Tannen did say the dragon's race is close to extinction. Doing this seems like my obligation as a dragon to my race. Searzex. Okay, I understand how you see it. Kuroka's race is practically extinct as well. You guys will be quite busy raising children. Ryujin. That may be the case, but considering the circumstances it seems fine to me. Searzex. I still can't get used to see a sword talking. Also something that I have to ask Ryujin. Ryujin. Go ahead. Searzex. Since you turned Issei into one of your race, does he have his own separate aura then has you as a backup, or are you both one in the same? Ryujin. He has a separate aura. While he can control water, being a semblance of what I came from, I control storms which can be water, lightning or wind. However, wielding this sword which has become my body allows him access to such abilities. Searzex. Quite interesting. A friend of mine would love to study you both, but you'll meet him at a later date. Now is not really the time. Anyways, Issei, keep up your training and hunting skills. After all, you are my assassin. End of flashback. Issei. What did he mean by his assassin? Ryujin. He means that to take out a target like Kokebiel with a lower amount of strength requires tactical understanding which you have mastered against strays but not against fallen of Kokebiel's caliber. Kuroka. Who cares? Once you get your revenge, you know I am going to be after you day and night to do the deed. Ryujin. Not my issue, you deal with this partner. Issei. Ryujin, you traitor. Wait, Kuroka, wait a minute. Issei went to the main dining room where Grafia, Zex and a new figure were seated. Zex. My Issei, did you do what I think you did? Issei. What do you speak of? Zex gave him the look of, you knw what I mean. Issei. No, I am not of proper age yet, I am not going to do it ahead of time. Zex. Too bad, I thought you would be able to share your adventures. Issei. Regardless my lord, not the time nor the place. Zex. Clearing his throat. Yes of course, you're right. Hoppa, who is that and what did you mean? Zex. Now my son, this is Issei the Grey Ghost and what I am talking about I will share with you when you are of the proper age my boy. Issei. Since this is my last dinner with you before I depart, may I deliver my thanks? Zex. Issei, you and I both know that I didn't do it for personal gain, but out of what I thought to be right. Issei. To himself, nice seeing buddy. Zex. I heard that. Regardless sit, I must first introduce to you who my sister and her peerage are and before you meet them you have one more contract, this one is close to your revenge. Issei. Ho ho? Zex. Begin eating, I will explain as you eat. Zex introduces and shows astral images of who his peerage members are and explains the last contract. Zex. You will take Kuroka with you to your new home as well and once settled and hunt the bees this fallen is looking for. Issei. Roger that. Zex. Goodbye my friend. Issei waves as he moves towards the door. Exiting he sees Tannen and delivers his thanks and goodbyes. Tannen. I hear you're taking the Neko with you. Good luck kid, that cat always seems to be all over you. Issei. Don't worry, I can handle it. After all, when haven't I been able to manage her? Tannen laughs a hearty laugh which shakes the ground and stops when tears are starting to roll down his eyes at how funny it is. Tannen. Regardless, fight well kid. Show them what draconic power can really do. Issei. Yes sir. Issei collects Kuroka and their cloaks as well as personal belongings and teleports to their new home. When they arrive, Kuroka is still asleep and he wakes her. Issei. So do you want your own room or to bunk together? Kuroka. Together please nya. Issei. Haha, same as always. After the time that Issei had proved her innocence and the current moment, Kuroka had always been sneaking into Issei's room because she found him to be quite warm and found it to be comfortable to sleep next to him or on him. Issei. Night night Kuroka, I'll be back late. He said this and gave her a kiss on the forehead, then left out the front door. Issei. It's nighttime, good, I can recon the city and find my target in one night. A month passes and Issei is now of age and got even more details about his new home. The date of the contract was set out and on his search he went looking for his target and after some recon found where the heiresses and his master were located. Issei. Now, where is my target? Issei opened his third eye ability which changed his normal eyes into the eyes of a draconic being. Spotting his target he moved in. Issei. There you are. My master is closing in, perhaps I can take them both out before my master and her peerage arrives. Ryujin, summon the balance breaker. Ryujin. I who shall awaken, I am the tempest that consumes the lives of soldiers and beasts alike. The true master of the seas, and I will drag you down to the depths of my home. Storm Dragon, balance breaker. Issei saw the abandoned warehouse and came in through the roof, pieces of metal raining down all around him. Calawarner. Who the hell are you? Issei. Ever heard of the Grey Ghost? Calawarner flinched at this and began slowly backing up while Issei advanced at the same pace coming out of TBE dark. The draconic armor plating matched the description of what others had told Calawarner. A man in grey armor with a sword the color of the sea and a stare as cold as ice. Issei. So you have already taken care of one target for me, my thanks rogue fallen angel, and so you are next on the menu. Calawarner. I don't think so. Calawarner with her back to the wall summons two light spears which Issei dodges with ease and he brings the sword down in a slashing arc taking off her hands then slashing from the side cutting through her armor and into her chest. Issei. Surrender and you might be spared. Calawarner. Like he. Issei tackles her mid-sentence and starts interrogating her for info on Kokebiel. Issei. So, where is your master? Calawarner. I want snitch out where he is to you. Issei. That's a shame, I guess I will have to steal your memories to find it. Calawarner. No, Issei. I see, now that I know you are useless to me. Issei raises a single finger controlling the moisture in the air and sends it like a shotgun blast through her chest. Issei. Find peace in the embrace of death. Ryujin. I honestly thought you couldn't use that ability to this level of efficiency. Oh well, another weapon to the arsenal. You. Stop right there. Issei turns around and notices he was playing with his prey too much, seeing Rias' peerage, Kiba being the one that asked the question. Issei. Sorry, but I am on a time limit here. CZNT spend Tim on you guys. Akano. Oh, is that so? Issei noticed he was being surrounded. The only way out, which was through the roof, was being blocked by Akano, and going forward would mean taking on a rook and a knight, both Kiba and Kaneko at the same time. Issei. Sniff sniff, Another Neko, a similar scent. This will be something new to report. He says TBIS while extending his wings, both his draconic ones and his devil ones, a pair of black ones and a pair of silver ones. Rias. F4. Issei. If you won't let me go, then I will have to fight my way out. Issei readies his sword. Issei. Blade of storms, let my strikes be precise and accurate and my feet be swift. Issei charges forward, noticing the rook was taking the initiative, in which Issei dodged her strike and knocked her aside with a single kick, throwing her into a dumpster which crumpled on contact with her body. Rias. He knocked her aside while on the move like it was nothing. Issei. Promotion, Knight. Issei used that split second to advance on Kiba and destroyed the Devil's Blade without harming the Knight. Issei. Oh crap. Issei, not thinking, just put himself inside a danger zone, noticing the lightning ready to hit him. Issei. Oh crap. Not noticing the summoning circle that immediately appeared below him, he was instantly teleported back to his home. Issei. Wait, what the hell? Kuroka. You're so mean, going off without me. NYA. Issei's armor faded and Kuroka started to smother him with her body. Issei. No need to worry, I am done for the night. However, if I remember correctly, you had a sister, correct? Kuroka. Yes, I did. NYA. Issei. I think I may have found her, white hair and kind of short, right? Kuroka was shocked and suddenly tensed up. Kuroka, you found her? Issei. Yeah, she tried to knock my lights out, but I did what I could to keep from hurting her. She's in my master's peerage. Kuroka. She's a servant. Issei, calm down. I was thinking of taking you along anyways. You can turn into a cat, right? Kuroka. Yes, but I want to see her so bad. Issei. I have a feeling that won't be too far in the future. The next day, Issei made a beeline for school with Kuroka on his shoulder, and using illusion magic, no one normal was able to see her. Issei made his way to the student council office and got his schedule, knowing that both heiresses were watching him closely, in which he left and made his way to his class. Issei. Let's hope that everything goes well. Earlier from Rias' Pa. Rias spotted Issei coming through the school gates with their uniform on, with his hair cleaned and his aura suppressed. Rias. Get me that student's file. Previous CH2 of 34 next. Chapter 3. United with the King. Rias. Get me that student's file. Akano. Yes, President, perhaps you have taken a liking to him? Rias. No, but he seems to be hiding something. He is suppressing something, and something is on his shoulder as well. Akano. Could this perhaps be about how your brother took your pieces? Foo. Rias. Not the time. Akano. Rias read his file. Nothing of note, which was what made Rias suspicious about him. Issei's Pav. Issei. Kuroka, you sense that, right? Kuroka. Yeah, that's a lot more decils than I thought. That, or they are using illusion magic like you did on me. Issei. Let's hope it's illusion magic. Issei made it to his class and knocked. Professor. Come in please. Issei enters and stands up straight in front of the class. Professor. This is our new student who will be joining our class, please introduce yourself. Issei. I am Issei Hyodo, and I am hoping that we can be friends. Issei took a proper look around and saw how people were seeing him. The girls seemed to be swooning and the boys seemed to be ticked off at how the girls were looking at him. Kuroka. In Issei's head, Issei you lady killer. NYA. Ryujin. In Issei's head, ha 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 ha. I must agree, it seems that you have grasped their hearts, boy. Ha ha ha. Issei looked around and saw that where he would be seated would probably be in the danger zone right in between three of the guys. Professor. You may have 3 questions. Begin. Mitsuda. Mitsuda. What part of the female body do you like? Issei. Professor. Mitsuda. I will not have such questions in my class. Hyodo-san, you don't have to answer that. Next. Akko. Do you have a girlfriend? Issei. No, Kuroka. In his head, you meanie. Ryujin. In his head. Ha 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 ha. This seemed to make all of the girls in class excited. Professor. Go ahead, Loma Loma. Hey Issei, you said that you liked training, would it happen to be with a sword? Issei. Yes and no. Yes, because of my family lineage coming from my father being someone who liked fighting, and no, because of my ability to use martial arts in unison with it. So if you're asking me to join a kendo club, I will have to turn you down, as it's hard for me to use a sword without my martial arts. Loma. That's a shame, we would have liked to have you, buddy. Mind giving a lesson every once in a while, since I have confirmed who your father was? Issei. Sure, why not? Professor. Good, as we have settled those accounts, you can sit there right behind Mitsuda there. Issei. Issei sat down and went through the whole day of class without Kuroka or Ryujin bothering him. Issei. I guess it's time to go home, huh? Issei made his way to his home, passing by the old schoolhouse. Rias. Kaneko, follow him. Kaneko. Yes, President. Issei passed through the main square and noticed a girl coming towards him with, Hey you. Issei turned around and sees the girl. Are you Issei Hyodo? Issei. Yes. I'm Yuma, would you be my boyfriend? Issei. Sorry but no, this is my first meeting with you. As cute as you are, I don't really have a reason to accept. Yuma stood there shocked, and Kaneko snickering, knowing that she was a fallen angel and that it would probably throw a wrench in her plans. Issei took off towards his home again, but this time he knew he was definitely being followed and tried to shake her, in which he succeeded. Kuroka. You know, using the trick I did when I was taking out hunters is really risky, considering how you could be tracked back like I did. But it was good to see that she is doing fine, even under the care of the heiress of Gremory. Ryujin. True enough, but Issei has been able to make it more efficient and harder to track. Issei. I have to go see them tomorrow, so I will see if I can get you a meetup with your little sis. Kuroka. Please do, Nya. She said that while hugging him and pressing her boobs against his back, with Issei being visibly flustered. Kuroka. Aw, you're so cute when you're flustered. She said that while giggling with a smile. Issei. I am going to take a shower and sleep. Issei slept, in which he knew Kuroka was going to embrace him in bed, which he went to sleep with. Mindscape Ryujin. It's been a while since we have been here. Issei. The Mindscape, huh? Issei's father. Yes, it has been a while indeed. After what I heard you say today, I realized the second seal is now broken. My knowledge in the way of the blade is now yours. You shouldn't practice it to memorize it. Issei. So they are sealed in memory fragments then? Issei's father. Yes. Learn well, my son. Issei practiced in the Mindscape, knowing that he wouldn't get stronger physically but mentally. Sometimes one of the boons of a true assassin comes through tactical genius. Alarm. Beep 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 beep. Click. Issei got up and got dressed and planted a kiss on Kuroka's head before he left, and on the K encountered the same presence halfway to school. Issei. As I thought, they really do want to know who I am. Issei walked through the gate, and as soon as that occurred, he was met by a blonde boy. Kiba. Good morning, Hyodo-san, the president of the orc would like to see you. Issei. Sure thing. Issei followed Kiba to the old schoolhouse and they entered the main room. Kiba. I have brought him President Rias. Hello, Hyodo-kun. Issei. Yo. Rias. I would like to invite you to the orc. I know that you are attached to the supernatural like we all are. Issei. Is that so? Then I have a question. What am I? Rias. What? Issei. If you think you know what I am, then give an answer. Rias. I would have to assume someone with a sacred gear, though it is buried within you. Issei. You got it half right. Rias. What? Issei quickcasts a barrier and then releases his aura, paralyzing Kiba and Kaneko, but Aiken and Rias seemed ufazed. Rias. A dragon. Issei. Dead on. Storm. Ryujin, blade. Issei draws his blade in which Kiba snapped out of it and put himself defensively between Rias and Issei. Issei. I think that's enough. Issei puts his sword away and suppresses his aura as well as drops the barrier after the energy pulse. Issei. Tell me this Gremory heiress. What pieces are missing from your chessboard that is not present? Rias. My pawns, don't tell me. Issei. Damn right, I'm all your pawns in one unit. Your brother sends his regards. Rias. This is my pawn. Issei. Disappointed? Rias. No. This gives us a fighting chance. Issei. Against what? Rias. Something that I will tell of in private. Issei was welcomed foe the peerage and Rias told Issei about the issue of the arranged marriage. Issei. Ah, I see, perhaps I should take care of it. An assassination from the shadows and from places where he would least expect it. Rias. What? No, doing that is quite illegal, and not to mention, what do you mean assassinate? Issei created another barrier and showed her his balance breaker. Issei. I am the gray ghost, the man that hunted strays for the whole of his life and the one whom you encountered 2 days prior. Rias was stunned and saw what she had and knew immediately that her chances were quite a bit higher now. Rias. I hope you realize you hurt your fellow peerage member. Issei. I realize that, and so what I am going to propose to you next is going to make things a little more awkward. Your rook is the sister of my mate. Rias. So? Issei. I would like to get them back together, but I can't do it without your approval, knowing that she fears her sister because of the rumors behind their powers as the rarest forms of Nikos. Give her this. Issei lowered the barrier and gave Rias the journal of the despicable projects done to Kuroka and planned to be applied to Kaneko. Issei. Have her read this and listen to this. It's an audio tape from Kuroka. She also kept a journal to find a way to be reunited with her sister. Rias agreed and the club was dismissed for the day. Issei. Step 1 complete. Issei went home and met Kuroka at the house. Issei. You know, Kuroka, you could take a walk at night, but be careful around your sister. She has not accepted the truth yet. Kuroka. I know, but that can wait. How about making children with me? Issei. I may be of age, Kuroka, but I don't exactly have the funds to take care of kids yet, you know. Also, I am kind of young to be having kids. Kuroka. Ah, Issei. I am going to bed. Issei went to his bed and slept, but was begged by Kuroka to bang her. Issei. Ah, damn it. Issei removed himself from Kuroka's body and laid down beside her, in which she turned over and snuggled into his warm body, both of them falling into sleep. I got a little more creative with the lemon this time. Hopefully it is satisfying enough. XP, first, previous ch3 of 34. Next, chapter 4. The Hunter Report. Issei awoke from his sleep sensing another presence, not in his house but simply passing by, as if he was being watched. Kuroka. You sensed it too, huh? She tries to get up but winces in pain. Issei. Huh, I guess I went too hard on you. I'll go and check it out. Issei put on a set of clothes, and with it being the weekend he had some time to kill until the meet up with the orc. Issei. Let's see, where are you going? Issei closes his eyes and senses an energy blast heading towards him. Issei. Shit. Issei sets up a barrier between himself and the caster and deflects the blast upwards into the air before it exploded. Issei also noticed that the target was on the move towards the center of town, with Issei on her heels. Issei. Let's see who you are then. Issei got past the trees and saw a fallen angel. Damn you. Issei. Oh, what did I do to you to say such words? Also, who are you? I'm Rainier, and you turned me down, completely destroying my reputation. Do you know how infuriating it is to be rejected? Issei. I was just using my logic. There is no such thing as love at first sight. At least not when it comes to me. Rainier. Damn you. Now Azazel won't notice me for who I am. Issei. That guy doesn't seem very nice if you don't contain a sacred gear. Rainier. Says you. You have been the center of attention for him, he just won't stop talking about you. Issei. Rainier. Rainier. What? Issei. Take me to him. Rainier. Are you crazy, stupid, confident, or all three? Issei. Does it matter? I'd like to meet this guy. Rainier. Fine, but if you die that's your fault. Rainier took a human form to avoid tipping anybody off on the way towards Azazel's location. Issei. This is the place. Rainier, 3rd floor room 208. Go before I regret my decision. Issei. Regret, huh? Perhaps you care after all. This made Rainier slightly blush, but she quickly got that thought out of her mind, and Issei noticed it but didn't say anything. Ryujin. In his head, really? Her too? Issei, in his head, very funny. Issei reaches the designated room and floor and knocks. No answer. Issei knocks again. Yeah, I'm coming. The door opens for Issei to see a middle-aged man with black hair with brown highlights. Rainier. Who is this? Rainier explained who it was, and it led Azazel to chuckle. Azazel. You have brought me a great gift, little fallen, my thanks. Issei. You know, old man, there is a reason why I am here. I wasn't forced. In fact, the reason why I am here is because I am pissed off at you. Azazel got a tick mark for being called old, but he suppressed it as soon as it appeared. Azazel. Oh? What for? Issei. Don't play with people's feelings, old man. Rainier. Wait, you're going straight there. Issei. You should take notice of the feelings of the women around you, old man, and turn them down or take them up on their offer. I know I am in no position to say this, but deal with your problem, dude. In fact, Rainier has been preying on you, so give her an answer, you jerk. Rainier. I idiot, why did you? Her outburst was interrupted by Azazel laughing heartily, drink in hand. Azazel. So that's what this is about. Please come in, kid, or rather should I say gray ghost. This made Rainier go wide-eyed and flinched once she heard that name. Issei. How do you know my hunter's name? He said this while sitting down on one of the couches. Azazel. You're talking to the guy who put together the information for the targets you hunted. Of course I would be interested to see who is knocking down the strays at such a quick pace. Also, your friend Zex-san is a friend of mine, and so we share information. The amount of bragging he did about you was quite alarming. Azazel said this while pouring himself another drink. Azazel. Also, kid, it's not that I want to admit to a relationship or give them an answer, it's more along the lines of being too busy to give an answer, and I'm also too busy for relationships like that. Too much damn paperwork, especially since that damn warmonger went rogue. Issei. You mean Kokebeel. Azazel. Oh, so you know who I'm talking about. This made Issei's rage flare at the idea of this guy being in charge of the fallen and not reigning in someone lower than him. Issei. Of course I would know who he is. That bastard killed my parents and I've been on the hunt ever since I could fight. Issei's rage just kept growing. Issei. How could you not keep that warmonger under control? He. Ryujin's sad face, aloud. Issei. Hyodo, calm yourself down, if you do not you will have all 3 factions coming down to this location, which I do not recommend. Azazel. So you're his sacred gear, huh? Ryujin. Oh. Have you not heard of me? Azazel. No, but I did hear of a mysterious sword wielded by the champion of the humans. So that must be you, huh? Ryujin kept silent and disappeared back into Issei's subconscious. Azazel. Hey, to be the greatest assassin and be the wielder of the sword that saved humanity time and time again. You are one lucky kid. Issei. Yeah, right. Azazel. I know, to solve this issue why don't you become Rainier's husband? Issei. Wait, what? Rainier. Wait a minute, this isn't the way it's supposed to go. Azazel. Considering who you are, it wouldn't be uncommon for a dragon to have multiple partners. Issei. Wait a minute. I didn't tell you I was a dragon. Who blabbed? Azazel. Your friend Zex did actually. Issei. I'm going to have to somehow explain this to Kuroka. Azazel. You're hooked up with the black cat too? Ha 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 ha. Issei. It is not a laughing matter, Rainier. There is no way I would become one of his mates. Not a filthy half-breed like him. Azazel. That's the thing, Rainier, take it as you will, but as the one in charge of the Grigori, this is my order to you. Rainier. Then I refuse. Azazel. Oh? You would go rogue right in front of me? You have more guts than Kokebeel. Issei. I must agree with her though. She doesn't have a reason to like me, and from that statement she just said, it seems like I would have been a tool for her anyway, so I also refuse. Azazel. Fine. But keep in mind, Hyodo, you just missed out on a political marriage of a lifetime. Issei. It's fine. Issei got up and started heading for the door, in which he opened it and looked back. Issei. I am not into forcing someone to like me. The reason why Kuroka likes me is because of what I did for her. With that, Issei left, and as soon as he went out the door, a summoning circle appeared below him. Issei. Not this shit again. Issei was brought to the club room, in which Rias gave him a cold glare. Rias. Why did you go near the leader of the Grigori? Issei. It wasn't my original intention. In fact, I will give you the rundown on what exactly happened. Issei explains what happened along with the details of what Azazel wished for him to do. Rias. Of course my brother's friend would do that. Rias let it go just as soon as she understood what she heard. Rias. I'm sorry for my tone towards you, Issei. Issei. Don't worry about it. After knowing your brother, I know that Gremories tend to value the lives of their followers. This is when Issei noticed a slight blush on her face. Issei. In his head. Oh come on, not her too. Ryujin. In his head. Ha 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 ha. You really are a lady killer partner. Issei noticed this and dismissed himself and went home after the meeting was done. Ryujin. In his head. Why don't you claim her partner? She seems to like you quite a bit and plenty of time has passed, so she probably has a reason to like you. Issei. In his head. Marry the heiress of Gremory. I've got guts, but I'm not willing to expose myself that much. After all, an assassin blends in, not makes themselves stand out. Ryujin. In his head. Your father once had a mindset like yours is now. He changed when he took a wife. Your mother changed him quite a bit. A change which was quite welcome in my opinion, making his heart warm up, whereas yours is quite cold by comparison. It made him into the champion that he had become. Issei. In his head. Rainier said that I was a half-breed. Is it because of the pieces that my body consumed? Ryujin. In his head. Yes. When you did that, it added demonic genes to your DNA. However, you remain mostly draconic, as dragons tend to be quite dominant and like the feeling of dominance over their lovers, allies and enemies. It is just the natural flow of things. Issei thought about this on the way home, and then he got a call on his phone. Issei. President Huh? He answered the call. Rias. I know it's late, Issei, but could you come with us to do this contract? There is a kill order on a stray in our territory. Since it's nighttime, you can approach by air or by teleportation. Issei. On my way. Rias. Pav Rias. Good, now I can show him what his allies are capable of. A few minutes pass, and as if on cue, Issei appears from the skies in his full armor. Kiba. Show off. Kaneko. Tch Rias. Good, everyone is here. Issei, I want you to let everyone else handle this one and you remain in reserve in case something goes wrong. Issei didn't complain and did as she said. With the stray showing itself, they engaged in combat. Rias. I know that you know about the evil pieces system, as my brother would have examined that to you, so let me properly introduce my pieces to you. As if on cue, Kiba took off for the first attack. Rias. Kiba is my knight. He is the fastest piece on the board and able to strike fast on his opponents. Kiba. Your turn, Kaneko. Rias. Kaneko is my rook. She is the strongest piece on the board while not giving up defenses, as a downturn, though she is much slower than Kiba. Kaneko, being a rook, stood there and let the beast try to eat her, but at the last moment she punched the beast, breaking all of its teeth and knocking it backwards. Rias. Next there is my queen piece, who is Akano. She has the abilities of every piece on the board at her disposal, but the downside is Akano floating up and readying her electricity attack was seen smiling. Rias. She is quite the sadist. Issei notices the severed limb of the beast try to get up and attack his master, in which he intercepts it using his sword. Issei. Watch out. Rias takes a step back and sees that could have almost killed her. Akano. Era, you were aiming to kill my master from behind, how naughty you are. Akano shocks the creature close to death and then stops by the orders of Rias. Rias. You have committed the crime of going off on your own to satisfy your own desires, what say you? Beast. They sent the Gremory bitch after me. My old master was a wimp and doesn't deserve me. Rias. So you admit it. You deserve the outcome of 1,000 hells. Rias uses her power of destruction and completely de-atomizes the beast in front of her. Rias. Our job is done here. We need to head to the club room though to write a report about it though. Issei abided by this and the report was made and sent to Zex down in the underworld. in which Zex was happy to see that Issei was mentioned in the report. Zex Palace. Underworld. Zex saved the king valiantly when the beast attempted an attack on her. It's all going according to plan. Well done, you sea demon. Issei's home. Normal world. Issei. Achu. Kuroka. Is someone speaking about you? Nya. Issei. Probably. First, previous ch4 of 34. Next.